all of that was a big part of how we wanted to build this story. Everybody's commitment to being authentic and true to our culture really made Chief of War come to life in a very beautiful way.
Chief of War is an incredible, based on real-life events story that is being told in this Apple TV series.
The feather working in the ancient days was a task. The yellow feather for the yellow capes is actually taken from a bird with black feathers, and he only has a few yellow feathers on the tail. They would have to catch the bird and just pluck a few yellow feathers and let them go.
From 1782 to 1810 is when this war took place. It focused on the historical figure, Kayana.
The name of his cape was Eheukani. Eheukani translates to the sound of wings.
Temueta's cloak actually exists as well. It belonged to one of King Kahikili's great-grandfathers, a ruling high chief of Maui.
I even remember going to Waikiki and walking in and seeing in the case my costume, in fact, and all the history about it and how many feathers and birds it required.
Today we're going to be talking about what went into the making of this series and many of the cast's performances and making this so realistic and being able to relive it in today's time.
The feather working in the chief's regalia is incredible. We have the mahiole, which is the feather headpiece, and the ahu'ula, which is the feather cape or cloak. As a matter of fact, some of our capes are actual replicas. The cape Moses wears is a one-to-one replica of his character's royal cape.
But before we get into more of these moments, today's trivia question: what was Jason Momoa's first film role? Leave your guesses in the comments down below and stick around till the end of the video to find out if your answer was correct.
All the chiefs in all the islands wore these capes, and there wasn't really any island that wore a particular color of a cape.
To distinguish the different islands, we did create a specific color palette for each kingdom.
We gave Hawaii the yellow capes, we gave Maui the red capes, and we gave Oahu the wildfowl feather capes.
Chief of War depicts one of the most pivotal moments in Hawaiian history, when Kamehameha went to war with other island leaders to unify the islands under his rule and in anticipation of incoming colonial forces.
Everything from costumes to production design to weapons. Our tikis, even historical events, were all heavily researched. One area that we are so proud of is costumes.
When we make things with our hands, we put our mana into that. We put a little bit of ourself.
Screenwriter Thomas Sibbitt was working as a lifeguard at Secret Island in Kualoa Ranch about 2 decades ago when he decided to write movies. This is when Chief of War just started to begin happening.
King Kamehameha's hale at the top of the hill, when you stand up there and you look at the whole village, you're transported in time.
Production design really understood the mission of what this was supposed to be. All of these tikis that you see, those were all hand carved out of real wood.
I had never thought of myself writing movies. I didn't even consider myself a writer, but it was like a little light went off in my head, he said. I just had this weird thought. Well, if Hollywood wants a Hawaiian story, I can do that.
Production and master carver Lionel Grant led a volunteer effort with Hawaiian carving school, Hui Kupa Aike. The tiki in our show are not props. They are all real. The biggest ones are at Kamehameha's temple. The one right in the middle is Ku, that god of war.
Jason and I are on the opposite sides of the war here, he said, and it was our lineages that came together to tell the story.
The way that we built things, the way that we fabricated things, props, weapons, carvings was just unbelievable in terms of its authenticity.
We also had to create environments at a very high level of craftsmanship, because the craftsmanship of the Hawaiian culture it's incredible.
It's honestly really interesting to see this kind of story emerge, as there aren't a lot of Hawaiian-based stories out there or projects.
Because it was Ohi'alehua wood from Hawaii Island, representing a tiki that actually existed in that temple that we are trying to recreate, we needed to bless it. When we erected it, it was blessed and it made it real. We actually got a call from one of the historical societies in Hawaii.
As I share my excitement for this series, I want to mention we are currently doing a giveaway. Share what you were most excited for with this project, and the best comment will win a $25 Fandango gift card where you can purchase a full movie with added bonus features. Comment down below and one winner will be chosen.
They said based on its size, that tree we carved would be at least 200 years old. That means that specific tiki is a relic from the actual days of Kamehameha. It was amazing to see it on set because it has that mama.
It was both a statement of his own power but also a strategic move, given the growing presence of Europeans and Americans on the islands.
We got to make real Hawaiian weapons that have never been seen on film before.
There's a lot of shark tooth, clubs with teeth, clubs with human teeth, just crazy things.
I remember being in my office when the props people came and they brought me this weapon. And they said, "Here, Pa, look at this." And I grab it, I'm like, wow. She has a smile on her face and she's like, those are real human teeth.
We wanted to just throw you into it, Sivit said. It was a reminder to the audience that this is something that's going to be very Hawaiian. The opening sequence also gave him and Momoa a way to submerge viewers in the world of Chief of War without having to overload them with exposition.
In the episode where Captain Metcalf goes to another bay, that incident really did happen. It's referred to as the Olovalu Massacre. It is the wounded knee of our history.
It was about the feeling of being dropped into a world. That's what we wanted, he said. We wanted to make sure that we had moments in the show that didn't need explanation.
To attempt the holua sled, we had to go to Tom Pohaku. He's considered the one who is being able to revive the sport. He actually made our holua sleds for us by hand. The holua sleds can get anywhere from 60 to 90 miles an hour.
It was crazy to think that our chiefs raced down the side of a lava mountain.
Telling the story of Hawaii's unification from the perspective of Kiana was not the only bold decision Momoa and Sibit made when they were developing Chief of War. The duo also decided early on to have most of the show's dialogue be spoken in its character's native Hawaiian language.
What we shot wasn't near as bad as what really happened. Simon Metcalf rang his bell for trade. Hawaiians gathered. Simon Metcalf turned his ship. He ordered his men to load the cannons with grape shots, which is basically canisters full of nails.
It was terrifying, the Game of Thrones star recalled. Maybe 20% of the cast is fluent in the language, the rest were not. So, even though we all are from Polynesia, it's not easy.
Fire! Fire!
In Hawaiian, they called it Kala Kololo Pahu, which is the Day of Spilled Brains.
Thinking of the people.
There is no official renewal for a second season of Chief of War from Apple TV+, but producers and cast members are positive about its potential. The show was initially a limited series, but co-creators Jason Momoa and Thomas Sibit planted seeds for future seasons.
It was hard to film. As hard as it was, I think it's important for us to look at moments like this so that we can re-examine how we deal with each other, how we think of each other,
And as far as the answer to our trivia question, Jason Momoa had his film debut in 2004 in Johnson Family Vacation.
They were heading on out to the boat to welcome them and take them food. And then the shock that must have come from.
The weight of that scene, it was really hard.
But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What do you think about all these moments? Which one was your favorite, and what did you think of Jason Momoa's performance in this series?
Women in ancient Hawaii didn't wear full covered dresses.
What we Hawaiians understand is that as soon as an outsider came and saw that, they began sexualizing the women. And I just knew that if we went that route, no matter what is on screen, no matter what we're talking about, ultimately the women, the actresses would be sexualized.
Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this.
It felt so real being on that set.
All of that was a big part of how we wanted to build this story.
That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
I'm blown away at the artists who have come in and really dove into our culture and brought it to this level.
We were building a civilization from ground up.
It just looks like it came right out of the museum.